Hello everybody, this is Ashelinalove's Art and Soul. Welcome. This is a journal that I am making for a good friend to be a gift for her mother. And yeah, so this is what I'm showing today. I did post a few pictures before it was completely finished on Facebook, and it seems like there's a good bit of interest in this journal, so I'm going to try to give as much information as I can possibly remember, and some stuff I have written down so that I don't forget. And okay, so this base is actually from an old book, so it is a repurposed book cover, but everything else is from me. It is a fairy theme, but I wanted it to feel vintagey and maybe a little bit boho-y and a little shabby and just be completely eclectic. And so yeah, that's what I was going for. This is the first time I've used eyelets this large, and of course I didn't have a tool for it. I've had these eyelets forever, and I hadn't approached using them because I didn't have a tool, but the look I was going for, I wanted, you know, a big eyelet for the closure. So it was a little bit tough trying to set it completely manually, but I basically just took I think I used my awl, my pokey tool, to help with pliers and a hammer. And first I basically stenciled the size of the inside size of the hole, and then I cut that out with a razor. And then once I had it close to the right size, then I took a file and kind of perfected the hole, and then that way I could get the eyelet to sit in place right. And you always want to go small to start out with, because if the hole's too big, then that's it. No, not gonna work. And you got a hole, and what are you gonna do? So yeah, I was just started small and worked my way up to the right size, and then you know, just manipulated and smashed and got it to stay put, and it is fine. It does work, and it looks for the most part okay. Not as good as it would have looked if I would have had a specific tool, but I did not. So anyway, just wanted to put that there. And then I have some metal book corners. I wanted to put corner protectors on here, but I had actually ran out, and these look really nice too, so I went ahead and went with that. And I put all my metal stuff down with E6000. So I've been hanging on to this this little metal mirror. It was a pendant, but I took pliers and removed the little eye for it to be used as a necklace or a pendant or whatever. And then I sanded down so that it didn't look like there was anything that was supposed to have been there. Then I just have this little pin here that says handmade, and I went with this lace, and I was still thinking that maybe I should have coffee dyed it a little bit. It's pretty white, but I don't know. I think it looks pretty good. Then I had this this ribbon that just had glittery, you know, glitter all over it, and every time you would touch it, you get glitter all over your hands, and I didn't particularly like that. So I actually took some heavy matte gel and just brushed over the entire piece before I sewed everything together and put it on. And now it's not sticky. It doesn't feel. It's great, and no glitter comes off. So I was happy with that. And the tassel I just made out of beads and wire, and yeah, that on there says believe. You can see it. Hopefully. Try not to get the glare. Maybe. Good enough, hopefully. And then I also, before I started making this journal, my intention was to use those Tim Holtz chains. But once I got the eyelet in, the hook that are on the little Tim Holtz chains things, it wasn't wide enough to work. So then I kind of had to figure out another way, because I wanted it to kind of be a little bit of a gator mouth open, but then have chain as a closure with just lots of danglies, and so yeah, I just happened to have some chain that had come off an old necklace, and I wasn't completely happy with the chain because it's more of like a gunmetal color, and I had already been using like brassy colors everywhere else. But then I just reminded myself that, and then of course this claw clip is silver. But yeah, like I was getting to, I just kind of reminded myself that it is supposed to be eclectic, and it's fine. It's not bad. And the video is not doing this chain justice. If you guys have happened to see it on Facebook, you might be able to have seen better pictures. If I can figure out a way to insert pictures, I will. But so yeah, I got a little butterfly here, and little flower here, and the flower hangs on the outside, and then the butterfly hangs on the front side, and then just all these danglies. So all right, to get to the inside. Let's see. There's 2 signatures in here, and I've used my hand-dyed paper along with a couple digital download kits. And the one that comes with these page images is it's from a place called Art&Soul, and the kit is called Wings, Things, and Fairies. And then I also got an add-on from another store called Valia Craft Studio, and the add-on is called Fairies and Flowers. And there's 42 pages and 84 front and back. My friend also had a fairy book that she'd had in her family for long enough, I guess, the 90s. And it had been in storage and gotten completely ruined, and she wanted me to see if I could somehow use some of the images. It was a little bit of a task because the water damage, the paper was just not in great shape. It was kind of falling apart here and there, and on top of that, it smelled like, you know, like something that had been in a shed for 20 years, got rained on and leaked on many times, and, you know, just that sort of thing. So I had a little bit of a time trying to get the smell and stuff out, but after I kind of dipped it in my coffee dye solution with a little bit of alcohol added in for germs, and hoping to, you know, get rid of some of the smell. So I had to do that a couple times with some of them, but I didn't want to overdo it or let them be in the water too long because they were already water damaged. So I didn't want to hurt them any further. And so some of the ones that I couldn't dip and still had a smell, I actually took some essential oil mix spray, and that kind of helped. And after everything, they're fine. So I'm not worried about it anymore. And that took care of it. So I have some stamping and inking, and this eyelet you can see here on the inside is most certainly not perfect, but it is definitely in there, and it's not going anywhere, and there's no rough edges or anything like that. So I made it work. And then I did quite a lot of stitching around at least half of the pages. This was an image, and I wanted it to look like she was sitting on something, so I kind of sketched out a little tree and painted this so it looked like she was sitting on like a tree stump or something. And then here's just some writing about the realm of fairies that came from that book, and I just wanted to add it in because it was something that I could use. And along with this is just interesting writing about fairies, and like I said, I wanted it to feel a little bit boho, and so I added a lot of fabric and stitching. And this is my hand-dyed paper. I used a really light coffee mix, and then on top of it I used some Delusion sprays, a little bit of alcohol inks, some mica powders, and so that's how I got these dyed. So here's another one from the book, and I just used it to make a little pocket. This is another image that was in the book and on the cover, and it was just, in my opinion, one of the best images in the whole book, so I was glad I could use it. And yeah, I just have little bits of stuff in here. And then while I was looking through it, I found this little image in there, and it looked like somebody had tried to draw it, so I figured why not add that in, because somebody in their family was trying to draw it, so that'll be a nice memory, I guess. Oops, sorry, I'm getting out of the middle frame. This is a little moth fairy. I thought it was the cutest thing, so I just kind of did some collaging and layering and made a little torn tuck. There's a little paper doily pocket, some stamping, some beads on the signature strings. I used some stickles and just did some messing around here. Nothing special, just going along the roses and decorations on the doily. Bookmark. May you always be brave enough to fly. Stamping. Fairy. So there's cute fairies in here, and there's more dark fairies and stuff from the book that I was using from them. And a lot of the fairies in that book were named, I believe, after flowers, and so I added in some of what I could save, and just to kind of have a hodgepodge of, you know, all kinds of different stuff in here. This is a couple of different full pages that weren't totally ruined and have beautiful pictures. So I took the entire pages out and washied a couple together, and I just figured they'd want to at least be able to, you know, look at them, and these pages were usable, so I just went ahead and added them in. So there's just another little pocket with some ephemera. Art gives my soul wings to fly. This is the end of the first signature. This is the beginning of the second signature. And this is a print that I did on vellum. And I actually really like how this decision turned out. It's a frame, and that's why I decided to use this image on vellum, so I could try to put something behind it. And I took one of the fairy images from the book and just put it behind there, and used inks and whatnot to kind of push the hand-dyed paper stuff in the background and have more of the fairy, you know, sitting up at you. And that way I was hoping it would project through the vellum more. And I think it did work, so I like that. It's a cool technique. Here's another image that it was too big, and I didn't want to cut it. I didn't want to, so, I mean, it's ripped, but I sewed around it and just included it in the book. And so, you know, kind of repurposing these images from this book, because they purchased this book, and this book is for them, and they're wanting to remember, you know, the book in a special way. And so it's not like this is going to be something that's for sale. This is just, you know, it's for them. So anyways, just want to put that out there. I don't know if you can see the shininess. That's the mica powders. It's probably not coming through too much on the camera, but everything's pretty sparkly on my hand-dyed pages, most of them. And then here's one last image that I almost couldn't use because it was ripping all right here, but I just did a zigzag stitch to hold it together and included it. So there's that one. There might be a couple of other stray digital kit papers from, you know, leftovers of something else, but not very many. I think this page and this page is from an Artie Mae's kit, I believe. But that's pretty much it. And then this image I could use, but it was too big to put on one page or another, so I slid it down the middle and put it on both pages, and, you know, you could journal around it. It's a cute image. I like it. So we're to the middle of the second signature, and here's these bead dangles. Okay, so I forgot about this one. This is another page that I was trying to use. So it says fairies, or fairy rings, and it's talking about these fairy rings that I guess fairies will kind of have in the ground with rocks and whatnot, and somehow it's not good for humans or something like that. But it was interesting, and I wanted to include it. And, you know, you could put something behind here, and the stamp I put back here says, "It's the friends you can call up at 4 a.m. that matter." So there's that. Friendship isn't a big thing, or friendship friendship isn't a big thing, it's a million little things. And here's just another little tuck, a couple little journaling cards. This is another what is this? Oh, I was just talking about Theosophy recognizes the world of fairies as a part of a usually hidden spiritual world that coexists with our physical world. Anyways, something that I thought sounded interesting and I could save, and I wanted to put it in. So there it is. Oh, I forgot about that one too. Another image that I didn't know what to do with, but didn't want to leave it out. It was usable. So I added that one in there too. A friend hears the song in my heart and sings it to me when my memory fails. And we are to the last page for this poem. And I stamped on here, homemade just for you by me. And that is it. So hope you guys enjoyed this flip through. Until next time, if you liked this, I would greatly appreciate if you would subscribe. And everybody stay safe and have a great day.